Hi everybody, welcome back to Ninja Monkey Gaming, and you cannot see my camera because somehow it got goofed up again. Wow, am I on a roll today, or am I on a roll? Alright, so why did my camera die?
I didn't do it.
Why?
It's working on my end. Oh, just not
Yeah,
the
it's working on
corner.
Hangouts too.
Okay, Hangouts, not the corner. Got it.
You have it active on Hangouts.
Oh right, I have it on
That's
Hangouts.
why,
I
yeah.
got so kabobbled today with everything going on.
Put Joe down in the corner.
Alright, no, see, there I am. Alright, take two! Not really, 'cause I'm not going to edit this out. It's going to still be take one. Hi everybody, welcome back to Ninja Monkey Gaming. I am Joe the Widget Wilson. It is good to be back after a 2-week hiatus. We missed last week, it was my birthday, I apologize. That was our April Fool's joke, guys. We didn't go live.
Actually good. Burn.
Burn. And I am joined by my fellow co-hosts, Mr. Justin Blatecki. His gamer tag is Nivose.
Hi, world.
Hi. And I am joined, as always, by James, the Jam Evil himself, Debo.
What's up, guys? Welcome back. I'm doing important stuff because I have a pen and paper in my hands. Let's do this.
Doing important stuff, yep. And Chuck is with us, the Mr. Mojo himself. Hey, Chuck!
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, get ready, because you are tuning in to Ninja Monkey Gaming.
Woo! Hey, everybody. I just want a couple of quick announcements here before we get officially started on the show tonight. I am officially a video game designer.
Yay.
Once again, I am
Golf clap.
working on the sandbox MMORPG Utheris. And that's utheris.com. UTHEROUS.com. Keep an eye on it, guys. We've talked about it a couple times on the show. I am officially on the development team. So I am under NDA, so I got to be very, 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 very tight-lipped about it. Only if they say, hey, you can say this, will I say anything about it. Otherwise, I'm not saying anything about it. Other than, it's going to be freaking awesome. Keep an eye on it. You'll love it. Alright, guys. And that is my full-time job now with Ninja Monkey Gaming.
Yay.
Also, that's it. I mean, we don't have any other announcements. Oh, we are going to be getting a website up soon. We are looking for people who are interested in writing articles. Obviously, you will not be paid for this. This is all on your own time because you love Ninja Monkey Gaming and the gaming world. I'm just giving you excuses and reasons, but that's basically, if you want to volunteer to help out, help us out in the background, maybe come on the air when one of us is missing, or out for the week, whatever the works. We do accept people coming in to help us out with all walks of life. So, with that said, guys, we got a video game show to do, but before I do, I just want to know really quick, how was your guys' week? 2 weeks.
It's been good. It's been fun.
I personally have had some pretty interesting occasions of playing online games with some friends. Some interesting things have happened. I've been up till like maybe 3 in the morning. Jamie, I don't know, do you know anything about that at all?
I may or may not have had a drunk live stream going for 3 days straight. Playing World of Warships, taking a shot every time I died, and that turned out very bad. So,
Try doing that with every plane you loot.
don't drink at home. Drinking is bad. I quit drinking ever since that moment. It was absolutely horrible, but I did have some good times during those nights. Apparently, I don't remember. So it's
So
very
this has
bad.
been
I could have done something bad.
public
to hurt
service
myself.
announcement for Ninja Monkey Gaming, by the way.
Do not drink.
Don't drive boats, especially ones with huge cannons on it, and drink. Not a good idea.
Don't
Be on the
don't
same
drink
team
in
as
warships,
James.
guys.
Yeah, don't drink and drive any kind of warship. Definitely not a good idea.
That was
So-
your PSA. The more you know.
Also, the more you know, you don't want James and Chuck to be on the same team on your
That never happened. I don't want to lose my beta access. That never happened.
I know nothing. I say nothing. I will say
Nope.
this though: we should have you know how like cops will set up like those for kids, like those drunk driving courses where they have to pretend like they're drunk and drive through these courses. We need one of those with like driving like World of Warships under
Oh,
the
geez.
influence.
All right, guys, we're gonna get into the show. I'm gonna get into a topic that I didn't put down on side topics. I was gonna write it down, but with the technical issues tonight, I didn't get a chance to do it. And that is the indie scene. I want to know because I am in full support of the independent developer. You hear me all the time complain on the show about those copycat clones trying to make a quick buck. Those guys can go to hell. The other ones who actually are in it to make a good game, I love, I support, and I want to keep on talking about them and supporting them through our show. My opinion is don't do a copycat. Don't try to just make a quick buck. If you're going to be an indie developer like that, making another one of the 50,000 Minecraft clones out there, stop. Stop now. Just don't do it. But I want to know what you guys think of the whole indie development craze, because I'm going to put this out there. I think that Steam, in particular, needs to have some kind of filtering process to weed out the really bad indies that keep flooding the market.
Well, unfortunately, they have a process to weed in the bad games, and that's called the Steam Greenlight. There's been a lot of good games that have been greenlighted, and these are games that are requested by the community. If they have enough requests, Steam reviews all the requests and sees if they should add it to Steam for people to purchase. Normally, these games are a lot cheaper and closer to alpha than they are beta, but really early access games. Some of them are completed, and we're just indie games and have been out there. I've bought about 3 or 4 Greenlight games, and I had a 1 out of 4 success rate. So I think they need to do away with the Greenlight, personally. Yes, you'll find a gem every once in a while, but I don't feel like mining through a pile of turds to find 1 gem.
Is worth it.
I think that's the only problem with the indie market is that it's so flooded right now that it's hard to just find those great games sometimes. But I do support it. It's just we need a way to filter it.
I know one thing that needs to happen is the indie developers need to stop doing it solo or with like 1 or 2 buddies to make an extra buck. They need to get with these roll back 10 years, 15 years when development teams were 20 to 30 people and go with that method. That way you can really pump out a good quality game.
Checks and balances.
Exactly. Not just because you think it's cool and we're going to do this 8-bit sprite side-scroller that jumps a lot and he jumps on these super-duper mushrooms. Not happening.
If you're going to do a one or... I'd say up to a minimum of 10 people for normal game development. But if you're just going to do a mobile game, yeah, go with 1, 2, maybe 5 people max.
Yeah.
But don't put it on a PC market for anything less than 10 people, I would have to say, minimum.
I think it was Benjamin Franklin that once said, if you're not going to make a good video game, then don't do it.
I think you might be wrong, Chuck, but that's okay. We'll make that an actual Chuck quote.
That sounds like good old Ben.
That was Ben.
Woo! Mojo quote of the day.
The Mojo quote of the day. All right, so that's the way the indies stand. As Ninja Monkeys, we're going to support the good indie developers. The bad ones that are making a bunch of clones, y'all, like we said, can go to hell.
Yeah,
Harsh,
please.
harsh, Joe.
I don't know it, and I'm not really saying that.
remorse. You don't even get a chance to stay in purgatory. You're going straight down.
Quit
with the demon.
flooding my
They
precious
have
video
no
game market.
soul.
Meet the beast.
Also,
You'll be staying
I forgot to
forever.
announce. I just want a quick shout out to Buffalo Game Space. It was great meeting all of you guys. There's a local development group called Buffalo Game Space here in Buffalo, New York. That is like a city-sponsored, non-for-profit organization for developers of indies and non-indies, but there's none of those out there in Buffalo right now anyway, to come together, talk about video games. I was asked to do a college lecture on game design at Buffalo Game Space for Canisius College, so I'm probably going to be doing that. But shout out to you guys if you're watching. All right, so I'm not going to get into the big hitting topic that our background help, if you will, Stephanie, mentioned Blizzard earlier. Now that really brought up another a fuel rage with me, but we'll get into that later. But for now, we got some gaming news to go over, guys. And also, me and Justin have a double review tonight.
Yep.
Since we missed last week, we have 2 games to review. And we'll get to that in just a little bit as well. But, alright, we all know how movies and video games don't mix. Yeah. Video games don't go well to movies. Movies don't go well to video
I
games.
don't know. Super Mario Brothers, the movie was really good. I don't know what your problem is.
Chuck, you're now fired from the show.
It was good in its own way. It was good because it had Dennis Hopper.
Hey, listen, Street Fighter the movie was awesome.
No, Street Fighter wasn't that bad. It was cheesy,
okay.
but it wasn't that bad. I'll give it to you.
I was being facetious.
It was horrible.
Doom movie was great.
Doom movie.
Doom movie
Doom
was the
had
best
one
movie ever.
good point in that entire movie when they went to the first-person mode and he started shooting things. That's
Why
the only
wasn't
good
a whole
point.
movie like that? That would have been great.
That would have been amazing.
That would have been awesome.
But no.
Give the gamers what they want.
Our
We
video
want to watch someone play a video game for 2 hours straight.
Look at Twitch.
And
That's what makes it so
and so
popular.
Twitch.
So Twitch was born.
Exactly. Oh, anyway, speaking about movies, the huge hit on the mobile department, mobile gaming world, Five Nights at Freddy's landed a movie deal with Time Warner. If you guys don't know what Five Nights at Freddy's is, it's a little bit of a freak fest, scary, jump at you type jump scare scenario. They made 3 games, hugely successful. But
I don't like scary games.
the one thing that actually got me interested in this was the fact that in the article they mentioned that Time Warner is already in the process of making a Minecraft movie.
I don't know how you can make a Minecraft movie. I really don't.
I don't either, but I'm interested to find out how. Now, if
I
they
can
actually,
understand a Five Nights at Freddy's.
I'll tell you
Can
one thing
understand
that would
Minecraft.
make the Minecraft movie an instant fail if it wasn't all blocks.
It would have to. If it's not blocks, no one will go see it.
A full live-action Minecraft movie?
With real creepers. Yeah.
They would look so weird if they weren't blocky.
Yeah. There would have to be. It would have to have blocks, and lots of blocks.
Yeah.
Speaking of like video games going into movies, what about the reverse? Movies going into video games. I mean, I think that's actually even worse.
It is. That's what I mentioned earlier. It doesn't work either way you look at it. It's like oil and water. They don't mix.
I mean, there's only one exception, if you don't mind me cutting in, and that is E.T., the video game for Atari. It was the best game ever made.
Oh my god.
And, you know, I don't know why people have to hate. You know what I mean? I don't know why people have to hate.
Sometimes
The
you gotta
seriously
go down
worst
holes.
game ever
Sometimes
made.
you gotta go down holes to find parts of your spaceship and run away from policemen as the timer runs out and you don't really ever win. So.
That's my word, son.
Worst movie
you
ever.
mentioned the
Worst video
creeper.
game.
I just want to bring that up real quick. Little side topic. Do you know how the creeper was actually made? I read this article and I thought it was hilarious. It was a design flaw. It was an accident. The creeper was made by an accident.
Really?
Notch actually, he wasn't a great coder. He was an idea man, but he wasn't a great coder. So he accidentally mixed up one of his X's and his Y's for the dimension values while creating the pig. and the feet, all the feet and the hands, it got turned sideways. All the feet and the hands were on the bottom, and it was just this weird-looking pig walking around straight up like that. And he kept it, changed the skin, and called it a creeper.
It made it explode. Hey, you know what? Accidents happen in some really good ways.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys.
Some of the best inventions or accidents.
On Live is shutting down its servers. What's this about, Justin?
Oh,
Yeah.
my.
Yeah, I was a big supporter of OnLive when it first started out, mostly because I didn't have a good computer at the time, so it was great. I could have high quality games playing, highest settings. Just had to have a decent internet, which I did have at that point. And now, after 5 years now, 4 years, something like that, they're shutting down their servers. They went bankrupt a couple years ago, were acquired by someone else, and the servers continued for a little bit. And now Sony officially bought them and is shutting down the servers, leaving PlayStation Now the only game streaming service available.
You gotta admit, though, that's pretty dang smart of Sony.
That is smart. It keeps everything away from Microsoft.
Yay. No. I think Microsoft needs to have a streaming service like that.
Oh, they need to. And
I think Steam needs
by
to as
Sony
well.
Buying online technology and everything for it, I mean, they just essentially told Microsoft, screw you, you're going to have to make this all your own. Ha! Laughed at him as they ran to the bank to get the check to pay him.
Interesting.
And its last day of service is April 30th.
It's getting to the point, though, with the streaming market that it's getting a little saturated right now. Everyone is streaming. There'll be any new game that comes out, there'll be 100 channels of people.
Well, that's not what
with
they're
one-
referring
one
to.
viewer,
No, that's
so-
not what they're referring to as streaming.
It's streaming the actual gaming content to your machine, like Sony PlayStation Now, where you can choose any game on their list and play the game through a stream, not having the disc.
Not having the disc, not having the game installed. It's on a server. You're just having it streamed to you.
Oh.
You're playing it.
I
Yeah.
didn't know. I knew
Yeah.
nothing.
There's there's a very slight delay, but it's very, very minimal.
Yeah.
Where you don't really notice.
Sony
it.
does a really good job where they'll actually fully test your connection before that you go into the Play Now, and they'll have it. They'll buffer it to where you don't see that lag.
Yeah, online
you-
did the same thing.
Yeah, you
It's
hit
just
the
every so
button.
often you get that spike, and you can't respond to it.
So if you have a subscription to the Sony the Now, they have a library of over 150 games. You scroll through, you click on it, you hit play, and you're playing the game, and it saves to your PlayStation, the whole 9 yards. So it's really awesome service. I think that should be the continuous thing through all the hardware manufacturers.
Yeah. Well, thanks for clarifying, because I am a console noob. I don't own either console right now, just PC only. So.
Yeah. No problem, buddy.
Well, that's what I started off as, was PC and Mac only.
Yep.
It was just so you could play those modern games without having to upgrade your computer.
Got it.
All right, so also on the list for the news, speaking of indie guys, there's a team of modders who did Battlefield modding, really, really popular Battlefield mods, are now making a new first-person shooter that is a 50 versus 50 called Squad. There was one game that did this large Battlefield mentality, was a game called Mag that came out for PlayStation 2. It was the makers from SOCOM made it. It didn't do very well. It was a lot of fun, but I think their maximum was 36 versus 36. So having literally 72 people in the battlefield at once. Now they're having 100 people on the battlefield at the same time.
50 on 50?
Yeah,
50
no,
on 50.
I don't see that really possible.
Why?
It just seems like you would run into too many issues with lag and
Too many cooks?
yeah.
No, it's the same
Too
thing
many
as
cooks in the
MMO.
kitchen?
So if all the thousands of people playing in the same area on World of Warcraft are not getting lag, why can't they do the same thing for a first-person shooter? Like, for instance, PlanetSide 2. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
Essentially, it's the same technology. So no, they could actually go bigger than this and not have an issue if they did it right.
I would love to see like a new concept, like the Battlefield world. Instead of matches, have like an overworld, basically.
Yeah, I would love to see
Continuous
that.
battle, continuous struggle for power.
They call those
I would
MMO
love to see that.
FPSs, and
Yeah,
I want to see
MMO
more of
FPS,
those. There's only really one out there right now, and that's PlanetSide 2.
PlanetSide, yep, PlanetSide.
The concept,
Yeah, I think that's shut itself down. So
that's,
Shut
yeah.
itself down. It became self-aware. I hate myself.
Well, they have an announcement trailer. I'll go ahead and roll that film if you guys approve.
roll the tape.
Excuse me, but you can't roll the film until I say roll the tape.
I was waiting for it.
Let's go. Game on, game on. Contact 240 southwest. Enemy contact 255 request. That's that point in the village.
There's one at that gate over there. I mean, at the door. There was a guy at that door.
Control company.
People are still joining in right now.
All right, yeah, let's hold up.
There you have it, squad. You know what? I think would actually kill this game is if they had a respawn, the same kind of respawn mentality like as Battlefield or Call of Duty. They need to. When you join a match,
respawns like CS:GO.
Yeah, no respawn. You die like CS:GO, exactly. I think that would make that game a lot more interesting because people would be a lot more based on strategy instead of just going running and gunning and trying to get kills.
Yep.
I think this game has potential, guys. I think it's potential.
I don't know. It takes a lot to sell me on an FPS, so.
It looks good. It looked really good. I like the whole tactics. I like small squadron tactics like that. Like a 4-on-4 would be an optimal match. You know, working together, you know, moving together as a team. But you have to have the right dedicated teammates to do such a thing. So.
Very true.
I don't know why they aren't picking all the poppy plants they're running through in that video. That's where the money's at.
Well, they're probably more worried about the bullets flying at their head. They're really worried about picking a plant.
Nah,
Just a
I
thought.
did forget about that. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Or the mortars coming at their skull. Yeah, not a good situation. Speaking of mortars and bullets, what's in the esports world, Justin?
Call of Duty Advanced Warfare had their World Championships 2 weeks ago now. And it was won by Denial Esports, not who anyone expected. They were a strong team all season, but they weren't the heavy favorites. The heavy favorites were Optic Gaming.
Yeah.
And they got knocked out in the semifinals.
Yeah, I saw that.
Denial Esports ended up winning $400,000 for the tournament, and yeah. Also from Optic Gaming, Nade Shot's taking a break from competitive Call of Duty throughout the. Well, he says for most of the duration of Advanced Warfare, or just to the next iteration of the next new Call of Duty game. So, just to step down for a little bit, he feels like he's lost his passion and stuff. He made a whole YouTube video and stuff for it, but it's 10 minutes long, so we're not going to show it here.
Right.
For StarCraft 2, WCS Season 1 for 2015 came to a close this week, actually, on Sunday. It ended up being won by Plot, who is a Terran player. He was facing Hydra Zerg, won 30,000. He came back from a 3-1 deficit to win it, and some more great matches to watch.
Wow, that's tough. That's tough to do. Once you get down, that's usually game over.
Yep.
It's
Once you're
just the
usually down to
mentality.
that, you must win or it's over. It's hard to come out of. Dota. In Dota news, Navi has announced a new roster for their team. It's pretty much the big news in Dota right now. I'm not really a big Dota follower, so. But for ESL, won twice this couple weekends ago, or 4 weekends ago.
Justin's flooding up everywhere.
Yeah, I am. I'm everywhere right now.
This week in CSGO, ESL have revealed
How
an
now,
infographic
brown
showing the
cow?
growth of
How
its
now,
viewership.
brown cow?
I think he's doing a bang up bully job.
Bully. All right, Justin, what do you got, man?
Yeah. ESL gave out the numbers that they pulled for Twitch views for the CSGO watching, and it's a great tracking of seeing just the growth in esports from year to year. And for Twitch only, for the Twitch sessions, it went up 245%. Unique viewers went up to nearly 200%. Total hours watched went up 111%. I mean, just the whole viewership of it is constantly going up, and it's a great little marker to see how much esports just grows from year to year.
Yeah, they're still saying the growth is approximately 400% per year.
That's
yeah.
crazy. Yeah.
Wow.
It's crazy. That's all categories too. A lot of people are into different things. Like a lot of people watch the fighting tournaments. A lot of people watch the real-time strategy tournaments. Some people watch the FPS tournaments. So it depends on your flavor of the year. So.
The only thing that grows faster than that, I think, is Jam Evil's mustache.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's out of control.
All right, so
I'll shave it real quick.
what is this Summer Games Done Quick thing?
Summer Games Done Quick. All right, this is Games Done Quick. They do this every year. They do a Winter Games Done Quick and Awesome Games Done Quick in the winter, and Summer Games Done Quick in the summer. The next one is coming up in 2015, from July 26th to August 1st, where they'll be streaming live for charity. This year's charity for Summer Games Done Quick is Doctors Without Borders and Prevent Cancer Foundation. Last Awesome Games Done Quick, they ended up raising $1.5 million towards the Prevent Cancer Foundation, which is absolutely phenomenal amount of money for a video game video game streaming group to raise. That's absolutely amazing. But they do all sorts of old school Nintendo, Sega Genesis, Super Nintendo, Nintendo 64 classics that we all love so much that we get to watch them totally annihilate these games. These are some really professional speedrunners out there that do a fantastic bang-up job running these games live. So, of course, there's the temporary hang-ups every once in a while. It's called not performance anxiety, but they call it something else. I forget now. But they'll mess up every once in a while, but they're still a lot better than the average gamer, a lot better than you or I could ever do. But
Stage fright?
It's sure. I got other words for it that I don't want to mention right now. But it's absolutely fun to watch. The schedule will be coming out soon because the submission for the 2015 game list has already closed. Just closed a few days ago, I want to say. So stay tuned. Check out gamesdonequick.com and to stay updated to see what's good with all the new games that are coming out. And you don't have to donate money to watch. That's the beauty of it. But it's for a great cause, and if you happen to have a few extra dollars to spare, I would actually throw it their way. They set certain goals on certain games. One of the most popular money-raising ones is for Super Metroid. They do this every time they run Super Metroid, and it's called Save the Animals or Kill the Animals. There's animals along your path in Super Metroid that will teach you your specific moves in the game and actually help you out. At the end of the game, they are stuck in this little room, and you have the option to go and save them as you're escaping the planet before it explodes, or if you leave them, they die. So you have a choice to kill or save the animals, and depending on how much money they raise for each category, that's what the runner will do. So the runner will actually sacrifice, a minute and a half to go save the animals if you pay for it. So
Oh, nice.
it's a really good concept, really good idea. And I've seen some really crazy things on Awesome Games Done Quick, and I think it was Summer Games Done Quick last year. They did a blind Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. Someone blindfolded himself and played Mike Tyson's Punch-Out.
Well, that's all that game was learning the patterns. So
Right. He got all the way up to Mike Tyson, but there's no way you can beat Mike Tyson. That's the end.
Do you think that E.T. could be beaten quickly?
E.T., yeah, it could be, but I haven't seen them play too many Atari games. There actually wasn't too many Atari games that actually had full objectives and endings.
it was all about
it's
being
only
the
one of
score.
them, but
It was all about being a scorer, getting the kill to the kill screen.
right, high score. But yeah, I was actually impressed. I watched a Tetris Attack, I believe it was, where they got to the high amount of Tetris Attack. I don't remember exactly what it was, but that was entertaining to watch. I always tune in for the Legend of Zelda Speed Race. Usually Darkwing Duck runs that. He's I think the number one NES Legend of Zelda Speed Racer right now. I think there's someone else that has a new world record that was just set in March, I want to say, or April. I think it was February this year that it was just set. He was just beaten on it, but so he's just working to shave off a few more extra seconds to take that world record back. But he's absolutely fantastic watch. I would definitely tune in. Trihex, another one of my favorite streamers. He does Super Mario World 2. So that's Yoshi's Island is one of my favorite games, and I'm really, really looking forward to watching Trihex at Summer Games Done Quick. So
Nice. Yeah, we'll have to keep an eye on that and report on that more as it progresses. All right, so we got some reviews going on tonight, and the first one on our list is the Hunter Primal. If you notice, back in I'd say about 5 or 6 episodes ago, Justin and I did a alpha beta review, and the game averaged, I believe, a 3 golden banana.
3 or 4, something like that.
It was about, I think it was average of 3.
Yeah.
We had a lot of high hopes for the game. Well, recently, the geniuses at that studio decided to go ahead and release the game on full release. So Justin and I played it after full release, and I rage quit the game. Literally, rage quit the game.
Yep.
It was that terrible. They introduced a new dinosaur, which is basically a pterodactyl, aka bats from hell, that will literally come by, swoop down, pick you up, take you way up in the sky, and drop you and kill you. No way around it. And they were glitching, where you would dodge to the side, and they would still be able to grab you. And they were all over this place. If you were outside of a tree, you were dead, and there was hardly any trees, so we were constantly dying. But they finally fixed that.
Reminds me of a vacation in Wyoming one time.
They finally fixed that, and they don't spawn as often, but there's a problem here. The game that we reviewed, we thought they were still early alpha, still had a long way to go. Not the case. The game still feels like it has a long way to go to being finished. This is not a release game. It is not. They increased the graphics dramatically, yes, but there's no story, there's no purpose, and no goal to the game, other than running around and shooting dinosaurs and trying to find a gun somewhere, and then trying to find ammo.
PvP shooting your opponents.
Yeah.
What did you say the name of the game was? Turok?
The Hunter Primal.
Turok had more story and more depth than this game does by far. I'm gonna show you guys the trailer of it really quick, and this trailer is a lie, just like the cake.
Cake is not a lie.
And I'm gonna go ahead and roll this.
Please roll the film. Wait.
Roll tape.
Roll the tape. Wait. Roll the video.
This is the actual release trailer
It just
too.
doesn't feel right. Roll the trailer.
I might want to put some volume on. Yeah, that's about right. So that's the Hunter Primal. They have 4 dinosaurs in there now? No, 5. 5. 4 that will eat you alive.
Yes.
1 that just kind of runs away like a cow, if you will, but a little bit faster.
It is
The
a cow.
Triceratops. They have little mini raptors. Then they have Utah raptors, which are basically what you think a velociraptor is, and T-Rexes. They have like what? 6, maybe 7 guns in the game now?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. And a bow and a makeshift machete.
Machete.
Now,
Ooh, machete.
it literally is about running around trying to find weapons and surviving. Now, you do level up for killing dinosaurs, which allows you to buy equipment that you could buy before you respawn, so you can start with a gun. But that's it. That's the only objective of the entire game. So with that being said, my review... Well, before I go into the review, Justin, your thoughts.
The game still has so far to go. They really released it too soon. If they were going to go for a release date, even for as bad as I still think the game would be, I would say later this year, like around November for the holiday season stuff. But that would be the earliest I'd say release it. they released it way too early. Graphics did improve, needs some sort of objective so badly.
Yeah, it does. I was getting ready to give it 3 poo piles until they fixed the pterodactyl issue.
Yeah.
But the pterodactyl fixing it with the lack of story, the lack of any kind of objective, the lack of, well, any goal other than trying to level up so you can spawn after you die multiple times with a weapon, I gave it a 1 poo pile. To me, it's worth playing if you're with a buddy, you just want to kill some time for an hour or two. That's it. Other than that, it's not a serious game. It should not be taken seriously at all. So I gave it 1 poo pile.
And that's pretty much the same reason why I gave it 1 golden banana. It's at least fun if you have someone else with you. It's kind of no if you have no one.
So
It's not there.
we thought about this in the cave. We knew that this was going to happen sometimes. We might get an actual 0 when we average out the score for the final score. So we gave it a rotten banana. Which is
rotten banana.
Dead even.
Not 1 golden poo pile?
No.
It's a rotten banana. Means it's still somewhat playable, but it's still a crappy game. So
It
has
slippery,
potential
but you...
'cause you made it into banana bread.
Yeah, it's slippery, it's brown, but you can still make banana bread out of it, so...
So that's our final review on the Hunter Primal. If you buy it with caution. I would say I would wait until it's at least $5 because it's not worth more than that.
Yeah, no.
Not even
right
close.
Can
Now,
you be the pterodactyl? I gotta know.
No, you can't be any of the dinosaurs. You're only hunting.
you're only the hunter.
Why can't you be a dinosaur in it? I mean, really, that would be like so much fun. I'd love to be a dinosaur and run around with little T-Rex hands, gobbling things up.
Because then it would be too much like Evolve.
Well, they have a game like that. I forget what it's called now. I'm going to look it up, but there is a game out there that you can be the dinosaur in it. It's called Dino D-Day.
If I was
Oh,
a
yeah.
dinosaur, I would not eat you, James.
Dino D-Day, you can run around as a raptor or T-Rex and eat people, so...
All right, so the second game, we've been promising you guys for a few weeks now that we're going to be reviewing it. That's Life is Feudal. Now, the whole concept behind this game is it's a survival game. You go in, you build your world, and eventually conquer other players if you do PvP. Justin and I are playing PvE right now just to get used to the crafting, getting used to the way the world works. Now, there are some pluses and minuses to this game. We'll get into that in just a second. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the gameplay trailer, and we'll discuss it.
Roll the tape.
Rolling.
I said roll the tape.
You know what? One minute.
Alright, so you got the gist of what that game is about from that video. However, just understand one thing. That village probably took those guys playing the game 6 hours a day for about a month to build that village.
I just want to know how that guy got on the huge mountain all alone. That's what I want to
By
know.
climbing it. Duh.
Very carefully.
Very carefully. Now, this game starts you out with nothing. You go into this world, and you pretty much have to figure out how to survive. The big flaw, I can tell you right off the bat, is that there is no help in this game. You have to figure this out on your own. There's no help guides, there's no tool tips, it's just go in and figure out what the hell you're doing. The other negative part of it is that everything you're doing is extremely tedious. It can get tedious. Just gathering simple plant fibers can take 15-20 seconds just to look for it.
Leveling ground can take 2.5 hours.
Well, it took me 30 minutes to level enough ground to build a house today. Now, gathering materials to build that little tiny hut took me cutting down 13 trees and then having to carpentry all the wood and then go build the hut. Took me a good hour and a half. But, I mean, just digging a mine, just getting into the mountain a little bit took me 2 hours. That's just 2 blocks in. So it takes a lot of time. But there's a real sense of accomplishment when you actually do build something. The land that Justin and I are actually building right now, I feel accomplished. It feels like my spot. Like I'm doing that. That's what really gives this a redeeming quality to this game, is the fact that you do feel accomplished when you finally get something finished. I mean, everything you do is a skill system, including eating. It's called a general action skill, and you level that up somehow. And by the way, the eating animation is the grossest thing ever. Or the sound, I mean. The eating sound is disgusting.
Is it too realistic?
I have
Or
to
is it
take
too
my
over the
headphones
top?
off. It just, ugh.
I'm sorry, was that what it sounded like? The gulp, gulp, gulp thing?
Worse. More saliva.
More slivas. Oh, please don't recreate it. No.
Yeah, don't do that. But basically, you have to just completely build everything from scratch. Your clothing, your armor, your housing. You can build fences, roads, the works, and everything has to be gathered. It's not like Minecraft. Minecraft, you can usually build a simple house in 10 minutes, or less. And you can build something gigantic and huge in a week. And this time, I would say the same kind of amount of time for Life is Feudal to build something gigantic and huge like a castle would take you a month or more. But it does have that strong sense of accomplishment, and the graphics are okay. It is early. The game's still in alpha, I believe, or is it in beta now, Justin? Do you know?
I'm not exactly sure. I think it might be in beta.
It's definitely not release, and there's definitely no story to tell from right now. It just seems like you're out there just to build and survive. And right now we feel like we're very much in the survival thing. No army, nothing like that. Just trying to build our area and figure it out as we go. If you're going to pick this game up, I highly recommend going to the Life is Feudal wiki. That's going to be your Bible on how to do everything. Use it.
Live off it.
Live off of it, yeah. It'll help you figure out what the hell you're doing if you want to do something. I'm still trying to figure out how to get animals so I can get
Is
bones.
this like one of those games that's so close to real life that it almost seems like work to play a game that should be relaxing?
Yep.
Almost,
Minecraft?
but not quite.
Not quite,
It's
but
very
almost.
close.
Yeah, and it feels like you are in a medieval setting, and that it feels like you're trying to live in a medieval environment. So that is kind of the draw for me. I found myself actually getting hooked on it. I went in this morning. I usually, before I get to work, and I start working on my Utheris projects, is I'll go in and actually play a game to wake myself up, to get my imagination going. And today I actually went in and played Life is Feudal and did it for 2 hours before I realized, like, oh crap, I gotta get to work. And then before the show, when I got done with work, I went back in to play it some more. And I'm hoping to play with Justin after the show tonight because I want to get further into our area. Now,
I'm still gonna make my farm.
yeah, I can help you with that. I got really good at leveling ground, actually. I found a foolproof way of doing it. Yeah, sad.
Jam Evil and I have some goats we can lend you guys.
I could use them.
Actually, Chuck, bad news. I ate the goats.
We were supposed to milk those tonight. You promised.
You can still milk them. I left the teats.
So basically, Life is Feudal is more realism, less fantasy. It is a survival game. It is built for that. If you are not a patient person, don't play this game. If you have some patience, by all means, play it. You will enjoy it. It's just going to take you some time to learn it and get used to it. Before I give my score, Justin, what did you think?
Very tedious. Very, very tedious. But I have enjoyed it. One of the best things I think of the game is actually its soundtrack. It has a great soundtrack to it.
Amazing soundtrack.
Yeah. And I could almost just leave the game running just to listen to the soundtrack. But it's good. It's a little too realistic for me, though.
All right. Well, I gave it 2 golden bananas. I still think it has a lot of potential. They need to really give you more help tooltips. They need to add a tutorial into the game to really get your feet wet.
Yeah.
That's going to be a must.
True. Yeah, I only gave it 1. They also put in a very excellent April Fool's joke in it. Best one in the game I've seen in a long time.
Yeah.
And I gave the joke of 5 golden bananas, but the game's only 1.
So our average score for Life is Feudal currently is 1.5 golden bananas, and that's the alpha beta score. Hopefully I like to see that score go up when they release it. If they release it too soon, it's probably going to go down. But that is our review for Life is Feudal. And the April Fool's joke was funny. They said they had posted a release. I didn't know why I didn't catch it, seeing it was posted on April Fool's. But that they did a new graphics mode in this update, and you had to hit Alt. Was it Alt and I?
Alt plus.
Alt I.
Was it Alt I? It was Alt I. Yeah.
And you'd switch to the new graphic mode, and it turned out it put you in this like 8-bit version of the game. It was god awful, and we were sitting there like, "Oh my god, how do we get out of this?" Panicking, I had to go read the article and realize it was an April Fool's joke, and to hit Alt plus to get back to normal graphics. It was great. Alright, so that was our reviews, guys. What have we been playing? Starting with Mr. Mojo.
What have I been playing by Mr. Mojo Ryzen? Well, class, I've been playing the same old stuff over and over, but you know what I like. I like World of Warships right now. I met a new friend recently, class. My friend is Jam Evil. He and I, we torpedo the crap out of things. And if you want to know more about it, yeah, I wouldn't go that far. Okay.
No, that never happened.
Never happened.
We
If
didn't.
it did happen,
We never TK'd the world. I
it
don't know
would
what
be
you're
like
talking
seeing a Sasquatch, okay? You saw something, you couldn't identify it, so you don't talk about it,
about. You're
right?
saying it's big and hairy, has big hands, and plays World of Warships?
Yes.
That's Chuck.
Thanks for looking at him.
So, yeah, I've been playing that, having fun. Definitely have my ups and downs with World of Warships, mostly ups. Tried a new game out. Maybe I'll have to give some of the guys here at Ninja Monkey the extra keys that I have for Brawlhalla. It is a Super Smash Brothers that has its own feel to it. We may have to take a look at that one together and maybe play. It's a 4-person game. So basically that means the 4 of us kicking the crap out of each other, which might be fun.
That could be a nice stress reliever.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
You're on to something, bud.
All right, I'll give you guys the
You're on.
keys. I'll give you guys the keys after the show, and maybe we could play that one together once or twice. Been playing a little Icewind Dale still, Counter-Strike Global Offensive, and I'm in the midst of Zelda Link Between Two Worlds in the Game Boy 3D. So
Nice.
hitting that one pretty hard. Enjoying life in World of Warships. How about you guys?
World of Warships, of course. They have a new update that I'm excited about because they buffed our destroyers. What up? The Japanese.
Yeah, buddy.
Japanese
Now, I also
destroyers
heard
got
a
a
rumor
buff.
they're going to have tridents. Is that true?
No.
No. I heard about it, but it might have been April Fool's.
Might have been
I've been playing some more ESO. I've been playing with my brother and my son. Made characters with them. Been on the lobies again and trying to walk my brother through my son through, and mostly my brother through this game, has been like trying to help a blind man through a freeway. Very difficult.
Kind of like when we went through it and we like plowed through dungeons that were 8 levels higher than us.
Yeah, no. My brother, I love him to death, but he's got to really figure out MMOs because